Take 4. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for tuning in once again. Now, I was sitting at my desk the other day and I was editing some photos, just doing my regular work. And I started thinking to myself about printing photos. And I looked up at my wall and I have a print up there that I had made. And I was thinking to myself, why don't more photographers print their work? I know a good handful of photographers in my area, at least. Some of my friends that go out and do photography, and no one prints their work, and I'm not really sure why. And to me, when you go out, you take a photo, you're out there for hours doing whatever it is you're doing, you're working trying to get that perfect photograph, and you get it, you get home, you throw it in the Lightroom, you throw it into Photoshop, whatever it is you use. You spend all this time editing this photo, and then you're done with it. It's perfect, and then you just leave it there. Maybe you post it on Instagram, you throw it up on Twitter, but that photo's life dies right there. Maybe you'll use it again in a story later or something like that. Use it as a wallpaper on your phone, but no one else sees it past that. And more importantly, you don't get to see it again if you don't regularly go back and look through your work. So why don't more photographers print their stuff off? Alright guys, now before we get started, if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so YouTube will let you know whenever I post new content. Got stuff coming out every week to 2 weeks, somewhere around there. If you like the kind of content I'm putting out, smash that like button. It does help a lot. It helps me know what I'm doing right. Now, my last video I did in the studio I got going on right now, this is a new setup for me, but it did great. Did way better than all the other stuff I've been doing. So I'm gonna set a like goal this time. We're gonna shoot for 25 likes on this video. Now, hopefully we hit that. I don't know if we will. It's all up to y'all. I can't really do anything, but I'd really appreciate it. All right, here we go. Now, I started printing my stuff off a while ago, and it was hands down the best decision I ever made. So there's a bunch of different ways you can print your photos and whatnot. So first things first, I have this little thing right here. Little Sharper Image, I believe. Yeah, Sharper Image instant printer. Nothing crazy. I actually got it as a gift, and I didn't really think I was ever gonna use it. And it just makes, little prints this big, nothing crazy, little wallet size things, hold it up to my hand right there. And there's nothing crazy about them. It's not the highest quality print out there that you're gonna find, but it's your work. And I think that's what matters and what sat with me, because this was the first time I ever printed any of my stuff. And when I sat there and I looked at this little thing and I was like, man, I gotta keep doing this. I gotta make another one. So this little thing comes with, I don't know, a pack of 10 little slides within it. So obviously print, started printing off some random stuff, and it was awesome. It felt great. I'm looking at all these prints on my desk right there. I'm like, I made all of these. All of that is my work, and it's exciting. So then after that, I ended up looking into getting stuff done in a lab, because I'm not paying for a big pro printer right now because I don't really sell prints. So I just don't really see the benefit of me doing it when I can just do it cheaper through a lab. I may have to wait a few days, but it is what it is. So I called up a lab, figured out what they needed from me, got a price quote and everything, and I sent some stuff off and I got some more prints made. That's when stuff like this came in. Now this was my first, ooh, that's a glare. This was my first real print that I had done, right? I got 4 different ones made like this, same size. I believe it's an 8x10. It's got plastic on the back. And when I got these from the lab, it's the same reaction I had with the little prints, but just bigger, because I'm like, wow, this is real stuff. And then I started thinking about I'm not really sure how to mount something like this, but it just feels good holding something like this, just holding it in your hand, seeing your work, and really getting to appreciate it. So what did I do after that? Obviously, I made another one. So let me put that down. And then I decided to switch it up. That's just a regular luster paper, nothing crazy. That's a little cheap thing. It's more so just for funsies and whatnot. But I wanted to get a real fine art photo print done. So, I went out, I made some photos, and I was looking through all my pictures that I made from that day, and I saw one, and I was like, that's it right there. That's the one I want printed. So I called up the lab again. I was like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. What do y'all recommend? Because if you call your local lab, if that's what you're using, and you want to know, pause. Hello? I don't even have a car. Why are they trying to sell me a warranty? I don't even have a car. Anyways, so when you speak to your local lab and you ask them, like, hey, you can ask for like the IECC Profiles, I believe that's what it's called. You can download them into Lightroom, get everything fixed up, so whenever you print your photo, it'll actually look like what you're seeing. So I figured out what I needed to do, got in contact with them, like I said, sent the order off, and whew, this is where I messed up. I did it on a Saturday. The lab I use is not open on Saturday or Sunday. So I had to wait Saturday, I had to wait Sunday. And guys, I'm not a patient person. I'm very not patient, especially when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I just wanted it now. I was refreshing the page every 30 minutes, and I had to keep telling myself, like, dude, come on, they're closed today. You're not gonna get through to anybody. So waited, I think the print came around Tuesday, I believe. And I got the email saying it was ready. Drove out there really quick and I picked it up. So this is an 11x14 print right here. And this is on actual real fine art paper. And guys, woo, I love it. The camera is not gonna pick up on this, especially since there's glass over it. You're not gonna be able to see what I'm seeing right now. That's the most recent print I had done, and that's the one I have sitting above my desk right now. And just looking at it on that paper, it just looks so good. The paper is textured, so it's not, stuff like this one, it's smooth. There's nothing really to it. It's got like a little shine to it. That's a matte textured paper, and with the picture of that trolley right there, it just looks good. Like, I don't really know how else to explain it. And it's the same reaction as when I had those, but it just keeps getting a little bit better every time. Because I get these prints and you look at them and you're like, man, I made this. This is my stuff right here. And people come over to your house and like, oh, where'd you get that? Like, oh, I made that. Yeah, that's my picture right there. I did that. And then, maybe sometimes you have friends or family come over and they're interested in buying stuff like that. And it's not out of the question. I know some people that have sold prints right off their walls that they've made. So I think all in all, people underestimate the power of printing your own work. Really having it in your hands, that physical photo that you put all that work into right there for you to look at, for you to see and just, I don't know, cherish, I guess, is that the right word? Worship, like, oh, all hail the print. It's just a good feeling, and until you actually have something printed off, I don't really think you're gonna understand. Now, print options, you don't have to do what I did and go to a lab. That's just what makes more financial sense for me right now, because printing is not cheap, especially if you get your own printer. Now, you can go out and get something, and you can get really good images and prints off of a printer, especially if you're going to, like, I only really know about Canon printers, so I'm not gonna dive into that just because I'm not too knowledgeable on it. But you can get really good prints from a home printer. You just have to be aware of the fact that it is costly. Now, if you're someone who makes a business selling prints and that's a normal thing you're doing, then by all means, that makes sense. But for someone like me who right now I'm honestly only printing for myself, maybe a gift for like Christmas or something like that, I'd rather just go to the lab. It just makes more sense for me to actually do that. But for you, it may make more sense to actually go buy a printer. Maybe you're like me and it just makes sense to go to a lab. I can't really make that decision for you, but I don't know. It's up to you. Now, if I had the finances to do that, I would probably get my own printer just so I could be like, oh, I want to print that. Boom, done. It's already here. I don't got to wait the 2, 3, 4 days, however long it takes to get the print back. But overall, guys, I hope this right here helped inspire you or something like that to go out and print your own work, because I promise you are not going to regret it. Now, if you do print your own stuff off, let me know down in the comments. Do you have a printer at your house? Do you go to a lab? What method do you use, and how long have you been printing your stuff? Like I said, drop that down in the comments. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and drop a like on this video. It helps out a lot. Smash that like button, guys. Subscribe to see more. And guys, I will catch y'all next time. Peace.